23-year-old woman becomes the last woman to be executed in Czechoslovakia. Our moment in crime is the case of Olga Hepnarova. Sometimes I come across cases that don't have much information available, simply because there aren't enough English language articles available on the case. Olga Hepnarova and the crime she committed is one example. Despite a lack of detail surrounding her case, I felt compelled to discuss her crime anyway. This is the story of how Olga Hepnarova became the last woman to be executed in Czechoslovakia. The 12th of March, 1975. Pankrac Prison, Prague, Czechoslovakia. Before her execution date arrived, 23-year-old Olga Hepnarova was accepting of her fate. But when the time of the execution arrived, Hepnarova began lashing out and begging for her life. When she collapsed, she had to be dragged to the gallows. She vomited and defecated herself before being executed by a short drop hanging. Hepnarova's executioner, whose identity is unknown, later said that it was Hepnarova's execution that made his job feel disgusting, causing him to quit. Some have questioned the executioner's words, as there is no mention of these details in the official execution report. But what crime did Hepnarova commit that led to her death by hanging? Olga Hepnarova was born on the 30th of June, 1951, in Prague, Czechoslovakia. Her father was a bank clerk and her mother was a dentist. Hepnarova began to develop mental illness as a child, and in 1964 she attempted suicide by overdosing on her medication. She reportedly heard voices, and a psychiatrist diagnosed her with schizophrenia. After attempting to take her life, Hepnarova spent a year in a psychiatric ward in a hospital. She told one psychiatrist in a letter that her father beat her, that she felt unable to talk to her mother, and she believed her classmates were bullying her. It was clear to those treating her that she hated society and felt angry at the world for her situation in life. In a 1967 letter to a psychiatrist, Hepnarova explained how she felt about society. She said, "I hate people. I wonder how my relationship will look as time goes by. I want the people to not exist for me at all. Their words and chatter are indifferent to me. That's what I want. It's better for me when I'm alone than when I'm with them. Everyone falls for their smiles and fellowship. They mutilated my soul." Hepnarova's adult life was a short one. She had relationships with men and women and found it hard to hold down a job. She was usually fired not long after being employed. Hepnarova eventually moved to a cabin in the countryside and found work as a truck driver. It was her new job that influenced a plan that would have fatal consequences. On the 7th of June 1973, Hepnarova sent 2 letters to 2 newspapers. In the letters, she hinted that she was planning on something that would have devastating results. Part of the letters read as follows: "I am a loner, a destroyed woman, a woman destroyed by people. I have a choice, to kill myself or to kill others. I choose to pay back my haters. It would be too easy to leave this world as an unknown suicide victim. Society is too indifferent, rightly so. My verdict is, I, Olga Hepnarova, the victim of your bestiality, sentence you to death. Due to the slow postal service, the letters didn't arrive until 2 days after Hepnarova carried out her plan. On the 10th of July, Hepnarova rented a truck and drove it to the Prague 7 district of the city. Hepnarova was ready to get her revenge on the world she believed to be responsible for her situation in life. When she arrived in a residential area called Strosmayerova Nemesti, Hepnarova spied a street that sloped downhill and had a tram stop next to it. The people waiting at the stop were perfect targets for her, but she hesitated, wishing that more people were waiting for the tram. Hepnarova drove once around the block and got ready to try again. This time there were more people at the tram stop, and Hepnarova put her plan into action. As 11 a.m. approached, Hepnarova drove the truck at top speed down the sloping road. At the bottom of the slope, she drove onto the pavement and barreled into the crowd of roughly 25 people. 3 people were killed instantly, and 3 more died later the same day. Over the next few days, 2 more people would die. All of those killed were aged between 60 to 79. 12 people were injured. Hepnarova was arrested immediately. The police found her waiting in the truck at the end of the street. While being questioned, Hepnarova told police that she had wanted to kill as many people as possible. She also revealed that she had previously considered derailing a train and creating an explosion. Psychologists found that she understood what she had done and showed no regret. In her statement, Hepnarova said, "There were no trams, no cars, nothing was in my way. I said to myself that was the right time to do it. I drove on the pavement, went on and ran into the crowd of people, knocking them down." During the trial, Hepnarova asked for the death penalty and refused to cooperate with her lawyer. She was found guilty of all 8 murders. On the 6th of April 1974, the court sentenced Hepnarova to death. Hepnarova's mother appealed to the higher courts, but they affirmed the sentence. The Supreme Court then carried out a judicial review and upheld the sentence. Several psychiatric examinations helped to confirm that Hepnarova was responsible for her actions. Her mother appealed to the Prime Minister, but he refused to grant her daughter a pardon. The execution was then scheduled for 9 days' time. On the 12th of March 1975, Hepnarova became one of the last people to be executed by short drop hanging in Europe.